Now has never been a better time to jump into Last Epoch. With the plethora of updates coming in 0.8.4, you best be ready for Eternal Legends. Welcome, it's your friendly neighborhood Badger here, and I'm back to talk about Last Epoch. Now, as a lot of you know, I haven't really been playing that much Path of Exile lately, but I am very excited for a massive update to come into Last Epoch. This is bringing so much new content and a lot of new endgame experiences as well as some story experiences here as well. And this is Last Epoch, the Eternal Legends update, 0.8.4. Now, it's coming out really soon. As of the upload of this video, it's not out just yet, but this update is bringing so much, and we're going to just go over everything right here. Right before I get into it though, if you do like this content, and if, honestly, you're happy to see me back, hit that sub button down below, it really does help. And the other thing that I will quickly say is, if you've been looking at grabbing Last Epoch, now is the time to do it. It's still in its beta, but it's got so much freaking content that it's blowing me away, and I'm very excited to jump back into it. If you do want to pick it up, you can also give me a little bit of a cut with your pickup by going to nexus.gg/badger, and you can purchase Last Epoch right through here. Right now, it's full price, but a little birdie told me that within the next 24 to 48 hours, this will be going on sale on Nexus, so you may want to check that out, link down below. Let's jump right in to the Eternal Legends update. Now, there are patch notes fully out as well, and I'll link them down below, but we're going to go through an overview of everything coming in Last Epoch, because there's a lot changing. First of all, there is a dungeon being implemented. This is Last Epoch's first dungeon, and in the Eternal Legends update, you will discover and explore Eterra's first endgame dungeon, the Temporal Sanctum. You will meet Chronomancer Jewelra, a once optimistic and motivated researcher determined to unlock the secrets of the elusive Eternity Cache. Now, after years of being tormented in time, Jewelra has lost her mind, and she will stop at nothing to finally tap into the power of the Eternity Cache, or cache, or however you pronounce that word. I think it's pronounced lots of different ways. So this is kind of like an end game dungeon slash story slash ARPG experience within Last Epoch. The next thing to come into Last Epoch is the Eternity Cache and the legendary items. With the access to the Eternity Cache, players will now have the power to forge legendary items. Now, legendary items were never in the game before. They were called unique items, and these are now called legendary items by combining exalted and unique items of the same type and merging them together with their powerful unique items. You, however, may not use just any unique and exalted item. It requires specific criteria to be met. The unique item must have a new property called legendary potential. This new stat determines the specific number of affixes which will be transferred from the exalted item. If you find a 2 legendary potential item, it will take 2 primary affixes from the exalted item. So you can kind of see right here, this one does say 2 legendary potential, and this will take 2 primary affixes from this one right here if you combine them together. You forge them in the Eternity Cache, so you put one in here, and you put one in here, and you go seal cache, and then it gives you a legendary item, which is kind of like a magenta color. I think it's a really pretty color right there. So this is basically meaning that a lot of the kind of build enabling uniques in Last Epoch can now be upgraded. Certain endgame builds kind of felt a little bit lackluster because they required too many uniques, and now with the ability to upgrade these uniques, this means that there's so much more endgame hunting. You're not just trying to find that unique that you're looking for, you're trying to find that unique with a good amount of legendary potential on it, and then you're also looking for some really nice exalted items. This both means all those exalted items that you're picking up and you never really use, you can now use them, you know, in some cases for your legendary items, for your unique items, to turn them into legendary items. An amazing update to really bring all of this together and just give a lot more endgame grinding, I guess. And you can see right here, the Bastion of Honor ended up taking the melee damage and the health. So if we go back up to this one here, we got the melee damage here, we got the 78 health. So it took a prefix and a suffix, the melee damage and the health. Very strong there. So I think there's going to be a lot of insane stuff to come through this. You can see this Artor's Legacy, which wants Summon Wolf, and it's got a +3 to Summon Wolf. It's going to be really, really strong. There is a new character select screen. There's not much to say here, but we'll have to wait and see what that actually looks like. I think it's going to be really nice. But another big one is the Druid rework. So there's a whole Druid overhaul. We're not going to fully go into all of this, but we'll quickly have a look at, first of all, the Swarm Blade, which is one of the transforms, which looks absolutely insane. So two distinct fantasies, one being a fast slashing bug and the other a Hive Father with only 4 skills on the bar. We were aware that in order to really hit both of these, we'd need to have these themes overlap on some skills. So you can see a ton of really cool slashes here. This, honestly, I've been playing a little bit of Teamfight Tactics, and I've watched Arcane recently. I'm sorry to talk about it, but kind of looks like Kha'Zix, the old bug champion right there. This really looks cool, and I might even be starting with this tomorrow as a build. Swarmblade looks absolutely insane. The Werebear is getting completely upgraded, and you can see the visual upgrade right here. So hopefully this is going to bring so much new life to the Werebear. You can see a ton of really cool animations right here. And then the Spriggan as well is being upgraded. So they've got updates to all of the abilities, or most of the abilities, I think, for all of these summons right here, or these transforms, I should say. Most of the vines in the Spriggan form right here have their basic functionality kept intact, but really just made to make it feel a lot nicer. There are some new skills coming through. Upheaval is a powerful semi-spammable ground slam ability. Kind of looks like Sunder from Path of Exile. The old Sunder, really. So this could be really cool to stack a ton of attack speed, and yeah, that could be quite nice to have reverted Sunder in Last Epoch. Then there's also a rogue skill coming, which is Umbral Blades. So it's aimed at fulfilling the fantasy of masterfully throwing daggers or swords at your enemies. It's a 3-step combo ability. First, you throw 2 piercing blades at your enemies. Next, you throw 4 more. And finally, on the 3rd step, you recall all of your blades back into your hands, hitting enemies along the way. So this is, I'm sorry to talk about League of Legends again, but this is basically Xayah's Q ability, Q and E together. And it looks really, really cool with the rogue movement. You can throw a couple down, you can dash around, and then you can recall them all, as we see just there, and it just destroys the whole pack. Now, talking about crafting, there are some really, really strong crafting updates coming through. They're basically changing crafting to remove instability and fracture chance, and instead give all craftable items an amount of forging potential. Each craft uses a random amount of forging potential, normally around 1 to 15, and when an item runs out of forging potential, it can no longer be crafted on, but until then, all crafts will be successful. Now, I guess what they're trying to do here is really take away that very disappointing feeling of fracturing an item with a 98% chance of succeeding, and instead having these items roll a certain amount of forging potential on them. And it seems like the more that you do craft on these, the higher that forging potential is going to be taken away until you're left with something that you can no longer craft on. But there are also some new runes and glyphs coming through, which is quite nice. They're swapping 2 old glyphs for 4 new ones and replacing 1 rune and adding 2 new runes. 3 of the new crafting items will be chase items with more exciting and powerful potential outcomes than the existing runes and glyphs. So there's the Rune of Creation, which duplicates the item but reduces the forging potential of both the original and the copy to 0. This seems like it will be a chase one, and it's basically Mirror of Kalandra right here. Then you've got a Rune of Ascendance that changes the item into a unique or set item of the same type. Using this on a silver ring could turn it into any unique ring, including ones that are not silver rings. However, it cannot turn it into a helmet. So it's the base type, so rings into rings, belts into belts, etc, etc. The crafting outcome UI is completely changed, obviously, because crafting is changing right here, although it still keeps its general layout, but you're still going to be seeing the cost of the forging potential. Then there are also Monolith improvements, 10 new Monolith zones with diverse environments to the game, and also some changes to Spires. They now only attack while the player is in combat. And there are some really big improvements to Chapter 5, new enemies coming in, new unique and set items. I'm fairly certain that Zizaran's item is coming into this patch, might already be out. Let me know in the comments down below if it's already out, because I haven't played Last Epoch since the last major update. But it might be coming out. There's some really nice unique items coming. New Sentinel, Mage, and Acolyte models and armor sets. These models should hopefully look a lot better on the starting screen and also walking around. That's been something that's really put a lot of people off. They're updating everything from their very, very alpha versions to their almost finished beta or potentially starting versions of the actual release of the game. There are new weapons coming in, spears and staves. They updated the 3D and 2D art of several weapon groups before this, but in this patch they're updating more weapon groups such as the spears and staves. Below are just a few examples of what you can find across Eterra. Well, sorry, they're kind of bringing these up to standard of what Last Epoch is built for. And there is a lot more of mountain of balance and skills improvements. It's all in the patch notes if you want to check it out in the link down below. But that is all I have to say today on Last Epoch. I'm super excited to jump into this one. I hope you're excited too, and I will see you in Eterra. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, if you do want to pick the game up, maybe wait like 24 hours or something like that, but then you can purchase off my Nexus for, I think it's going to be like 15-20% off. Maybe a little birdie might have told me that. You can pick this one up. It just gives you a Steam key. You download it on Steam, and I get a large portion of the proceedings that go towards Last Epoch here into my pocket to help promote it, because I'm really, really happy to help promote it. Thank you to everyone who's working on Last Epoch. Thank you to everyone who's been supporting me this whole time. Those people that are still subbed to me on Twitch, thank you. And I'm going to be streaming this on Twitch at twitch.tv/thisisbadger. I'll see you around. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye. Oh, what am I supposed to say? I haven't done one of these for a while. Oh, yeah, until next time, Badger out. I got it.